Today we're looking at the fuel injectors on this Jeep. There isn't anything wrong with the injectors on this Jeep. We've had a subscriber request to go over in more detail because they're having a little issues with their 2004 Dodge Caravan. And so I was just going to do this to help point them in the right direction. There's not much to injectors on how they work and things like that. Now in this video, my ohms meter didn't work on my multimeter. It's only, how old is it?
I don't know, all our shit's old.
So it's, yeah, I got that when our sons were a little bitty. But let's get into this and just go over that.
I don't know, like cabbage.
It's a 16-inch fan. We're going to mount it up. We're in a temperature switch relay. You keep wiping the Jeep.
Good, just sweating on everything. The whole floor, you can't step up and
Okay, we didn't have to move the exhaust. We didn't have to jack up. We didn't have to do anything. Look at that. So when you're troubleshooting your injector, basically you have a power source, which is on most cars is 12 volts. Then it goes into the injector, and then it comes out, and your ground is usually controlled by a relay or the computer. This is controlled by the computer. So when that electric comes through there, all it does is it electrifies, pulling it's like a plunger up, and it's on a spring, so it magnetizes, pulls it up, and lets fuel spray in, and then it closes, and that ground is controlled by the computer or relay. So
I did not know that.
So when testing, first you want to look at your ohm of your injector. You also can tell things by the smell of your exhaust. A lot of fuel dumping in your exhaust and you may be getting backfiring. That is caused by that injector is stuck open. And that's going to ruin your fuel economy for one. And it's just not a good thing. Now if the injector is stuck closed, it's basically going to work like our truck does, which our truck shuts off 4 of the 8 cylinders so it gets better fuel economy. Well, you're not going to be getting that great of fuel economy because your computer doesn't accommodate for that. And so it's just going to run like crap. So, but you check your ohms, you check your 12 volt power on the power side, and then you look at your ground. Your ground is going to be oscillating. So you'll probably need a test light, which of course, I lost mine in transit between Texas and Florida. I haven't had to get another one, so I did.
A lot of things got lost during that trip.
I love Florida, though. I lose my mind here every so often because it's just beautiful. So let's get into me actually under the hood. So what we're going to look at on this Jeep is we're going to be using injector number 1 and 2 to do our testing. The first thing we want to do is we want to test the resistance of our injector. And then make sure you're getting 14, on this one it's 14.2 ohms. And make sure that everything just matches. So you should get about, whatever the ohm reading is for your vehicle, you should get about that ohm reading on each one. If you don't, you have a problem. Do not switch these around. Next thing you want to do is, I'll leave this one unplugged, and you want to check for voltage. One side is going to be positive, and one side will be a ground, a circulating ground. That ground is controlled by your computer, so it will go off and on. So let me start up this Jeep.
go ahead and stick this back on. And it runs normally. That's the 4-cylinder mode. It'll be like that. And there. Now I have 2-cylinder mode. Now keep it running fine. Now to hear your injector. See if you can hear this. Hear it? I also use the water hose, or they have actual devices you can buy to listen to different parts of your engine. But if you're down here, you can actually hear the clicking. With the injector not working on this Jeep, this is what we're going to sound like. It kind of sounds like it has a little bit of cam. Go ahead and stick this back on. You can take and swap these injectors around if you think you have one with a problem.
Okay, so I was going to try out 2-cylinder mode on this Jeep to see if I could actually feel like driving that in 2-cylinder mode. But as I unplugged 2 cylinders, as you saw, it didn't run very well. It's kind of probably not going to have any power. So I can't do the 4-cylinder mode like on our truck. But the injectors, you can see as I pull them off how it ran. And if you have a bad injector, when you pull off, you can pull off each one until you find the one that your engine performance doesn't change with. Now, that could be either your injector or you're not getting spark. And so you have to look at both of the things. Airflow shouldn't be a problem. I don't think you have rat's nests building up in your intake for that port. But fuel and spark. And so on ours recently, we had a spark issue. And I did pulling the injectors to see which cylinder was having problems. I had just replaced the spark plugs, so I didn't think that would be the problem. But it was. Because
I told him.
She did. Because the injector was fine. So if you are experiencing a bad injector and you have spark, what you can do is pull that injector out, move it to a new cylinder, and if the problem moves, you know that's your issue. Now, if you have a bad ground going to your computer, or you have a bad relay or a bad ground going to your relay, you have to either replace that relay or you'll have to do some wire tracing to fix that ground. Hopefully this was helpful. And also go check out our blog where I write up stuff, but this girl drops some great recipes every week.
I tried it.
Oh, they're delicious.
Well, we eat them.
We do. I do.
More than once. Several times before they come out on our blog.
The last recipe was a dip, and it was delicious. And for chips and vegetables, just gotta get some of that. Her friend said, "We're coming down to your house."
Yeah, everybody wants to come to my house so I can cook for them. But that's what's going to happen when you come to my house, because I'm going to be busy partying.
Yes, and you're going to be stuck working on the Jeep. I think there's a few oil leaks that need to be addressed. I don't know about what it is with Jeeps, but they constantly spring up new leaks.
Yeah, it's true. Got a new one. Future.
And with that, y'all like the video. If you like our content, subscribe to our channel. And y'all please take care.
I heard blah, 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 blah.